Hey everyone, this is your host Mr. Top 10. Welcome back to another episode. In this video, we will talk about 10 fascinating facts about Saturday Night Live. Saturday Night Live has been making people laugh since 1975 and has discovered comedic heavy hitters including Will Ferrell, Chevy Chase, Amy Poehler, Eddie Murphy, and Mike Myers. In honor of the show's impressive 45 years on air, let's take a look at some of the most interesting facts about SNL. At number 10, although SNL was always Mindy Kalings' dream, she ended up turning her show down for The Office. The Mindy Project star was a huge fan of SNL growing up. She told the AV Club in 2007, "I loved SNL. I wasn't like everyone else. I was a big SNL nerd." She was later offered a job to write for SNL not too long after NBC's The Office premiered, but she couldn't break her contract for the sitcom and therefore had to unwillingly turn the SNL job down. However, she was able to guest write for the show shortly after turning down her offer. At number 9, original cast members Dan Aykroyd and John Belushi had bunk beds in their shared office. According to a 1989 feature published by People for the 15th anniversary of SNL, manager Bernie Brillstein said that original cast members Dan Aykroyd and John Belushi shared an office at NBC and they kept a set of bunk beds there. He further said they used to sleep there and talk about stink. At number 8, the women of the original cast had to share a dressing room for the first 3 years. Yes, for the first 3 years. In the same 1989 People article, Jane Curtin, who was one of the 3 women in the show's original cast, said that she had to share a dressing room with Lorraine Newman and Gilda Radner for the first 3 years of SNL. She further said it was tiny, but there were times when that was the only place to go to get any sort of peace. Gilda was doing a lot of interviews and the only place she could go was in our dressing room. Lorraine and I would sit there in that very small room and act nonchalant. At number 7, Faye and Amy Poehler were the first all-women team to host Weekend Update. Although Curtin paved the way as the first woman to co-anchor the long-running SNL segment, when Amy Poehler joined Faye, who had been anchoring with Jimmy Fallon since 2000, on the Weekend Update desk in 2004, they were the first 2-woman team. So far, they are the only ones since as well. At number 6, Drew Barrymore is the youngest person to ever host SNL, and Betty White is the oldest. Drew Barrymore became the youngest person to host SNL when she appeared on the show in November 1989 at the age of 7. On the other side of the spectrum, when Betty White hosted the show in May 2010 at the age of 88, she broke the record for the oldest host. Both women still hold their hosting records today. At number 5, Faye said that the men who worked on the show would pee in cups or jars in their offices. In a 2011 article that Faye wrote for The New Yorker, the comedian said that she was introduced to an alarming practice when she started working on SNL. The men would pee in cups or jars in their offices instead of going to the bathroom. She wrote, "When I reached to move a paper cup that was in front of it, Steve jumped up. He said, 'Don't touch that. Hang on.' He grabbed the cup and a couple of others like it around the office and took them out of the room to dump them." Faye later learned that the cups were full of her boss' urine. She further added, "I had definitely never heard of anyone peeing in a cup and leaving it on a bookshelf in his office to evaporate back into his body through the pores on his face." At number 4, the crew had just over a minute to reset the stage for the monologue after the cold open. In 2016, the SNL official YouTube channel posted a behind-the-scenes video that showed how the cold open and the host's monologue happened back-to-back on the same stage. The video counts down the 1 minute and 35 seconds the crew has to break down the often elaborate set during the opening credits so that the iconic main stage is ready to go before that night's host steps out. At number 3, when the series first aired, the cast made $750 a show. In the 1989 People article, SNL creator and executive producer Michael said that the original performers, often referred to as the not ready for primetime players, all received the same compensation. He further added, the performers all got paid $750 a show. Everybody lived at the offices at Rockefeller Center, and they were generally much nicer than the places people were living in. At number 2, several celebrity couples have met through SNL. It turns out several Hollywood couples met or connected for the first time on the late night comedy show. Scarlett Johansson and Colin Jost first met on the show in 2010 and were later set up on a date by SNL star Kate McKinnon before showing some PDA at a cast party in 2017. Emma Stone and her now husband Dave McCary met when she hosted the show back in 2016 and acted in the sketch Wells for Boys, which McCary directed. Thirdly, Jason Sudeikis and Olivia Wilde met at the 2011 SNL rap party. At number 1, SNL hasn't always been live from New York. After the success of the first season, Michaels decided to take the show on the road. In 1977, SNL taped a 2-hour live special in New Orleans for Mardi Gras. Prior to 2020's SNL at Home, amid the coronavirus pandemic, this is the only time the show wasn't filmed at 30 Rockefeller Plaza in New York City during its regular season. We hope that you have enjoyed the video today. Last but not least, if you love our videos, please like, share, subscribe, and press the bell icon.